onto something I've needed. I'm looking for a reason, finding all you're wanting a demon. Helpless, defeated, holding on to something I've needed. I'm looking for a reason, finding all you're wanting a demon. And you took it all away from me. And you took it all away.
Looking past my reflection, thinking about what you mentioned. It was supposed to be the one to take every last pain away. Nothing on our loving, maybe time told us that we were different. Did it break you down? Staring at the ceiling, fighting off the fear.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another stream. Hope boys are having a wonderful, beautiful evening. We got ourselves more duels, this time over for the NA region. Should be a lot of fun, hopefully. Dude, I had the weirdest sleep last night. I also had the weirdest sets of dreams where I'm just like, I couldn't tell if I was awake or asleep because the dreams were so real. You know how like when you have a dream and like something feels uncanny, something feels weird, you could just tell. It's like, okay, I'm not actually awake. This is some weird stuff. Or like when you wake up, you're like, okay, pretty easy to separate what is real, what isn't real. This time around, I just had like some weird, like realistic dreams. And it's like, I was so confused, dude. It's like, it's just getting like dazed. Like, I don't even know. It's like, what is the best word for it? I almost wanted to say like it's like a Call of Duty when somebody throws a flash, or not even the flashbang. It's like the disorient grenade, but like your brain does that to you instead. You know what I mean? And it just lasts for like a long time. Where in COD, at least it lasted like what, I don't know, a couple of seconds. Somebody could rush in and gun you down really, or snipe you out real quick. Here, this it lasted like 30 minutes. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I can't tell what the hell is real anymore. You know what I mean? Holy dude, the brain had a trip and a half. But now that I'm here, no longer tripping, not completely, let's get ourselves some duels up and running. This time in the region of NA. Yesterday was EU. Yesterday duels were a lot of fun too. Oh, that's loud. Nice. Okay, cool. Nice. That's a little bit less loud. All right, groups are going to be listed up in LFG under Raids Legacy as per usual. I'm listed up in a second. Hopefully we'll get my man Boris and some of the other regulars in and try to see if we can have some duels over on the region of NA. Isn't it this week? Pretty sure it's this week coming up, right? So we have the midnight stuff, the alpha, the betas, the remix, or is that next week? Actually, is that this week or next week? I can't remember. Let's see. Dal Slamming is the guy I want. I had a dream about God rolling my druid. Dude, I had a dream about something that had to do with WoW, and it was super realistic. I don't really remember now what it was. I'm not the kind of person that can I don't remember my dreams. I just don't know why. I like wake up, a little bit of time passes. I'm like, I remember it was real. I remember the topic. I don't remember exactly what happened in it, or like those details specifically. Oh, Boris is on. Let's go. We'll need a second group, so I'll be starting a second group. Join Boris, join me, join anybody you see. Gonna be getting these groups up and running over for the NA. You guys are more welcome to hop in. Damn, it's not a EU. E is Friday, my guy. EUs are Friday. Saturday is for the boys, the NA homies. I'm pretty sure we've done it like that every single time too. Flex will be on about 12 minutes. Beautiful. You just got home. Awesome. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Definitely get your boys in here, man. Get your friends all up in these duels. The more homies you have in these, the more fun it's gonna be. Was waiting and missed yesterday. That's unfortunate. It's okay though. We have next week and the week after that, 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 and the week after that. So you're not gonna miss all of them. Like at some point you're gonna be able to catch one of them, right? At some point you catch one of them, maybe, possibly, hopefully. At some point, eventually, right? The eventually is a good word. Same time? No, different time. Different time, my guy. Completely different time because EU has a different time zone schedule, so we go early for EU. We are nice like that. Want for him to get my full group? Sure, that's fine. I am perfectly cool with that. Real quick. Ah, man. Sorry, I had to move something over. Killing with a pal. Speaking about pal, we had no paladins. So if you play pally, you actually wouldn't have been able to play yesterday anyway. We actually, it's not even me that made the choice. The stream, the chat was like, Dal, come on, dude, no more palas. So people just didn't even, when people made the groups, I was like, all right, guys, let's try no more paladins. I didn't expect for them to absolutely crucify and like toss paladins in the bin, dude. No pallies were allowed, dude. People were gate kept. People were girl boss out of those groups. It was beautiful. I'm not gonna lie. It's actually beautiful. The team effort to keep paladins out of these duels was something. This community, when they band together to get these goddamn paladins out of our games, they can accomplish anything. Future leaders of the world, man. Playing on Stream Deck, someone lost. Oh damn, really? Stream Deck gamer? Does WoW work on Stream Deck? Is it even like I guess like WoW can run on like a smart fridge. So I guess like technically a Stream Deck should be able to work too, right? I'm assuming. I'll start reaching out to homies on my BNet here in a second while we put in the groups together. I am doing some stuff in the background here anyway, so this is a perfect time for me to do that. If I'm able to. What about here? YouTube is struggling on my end. It's like, whoa, I don't know. Check out the stream. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. Who knows? Why is YouTube being so complaining at me today, man? I'm trying to get a clip up and running, and I'm like trying to change some settings. YouTube is like, nope, you gotta go back. I'm trying to make some more changes to settings. It's like, nope, you gotta go back and change it again. What is happening? What is bro doing? Okay, maybe that'll work. Senior Dalaranimus, why people don't play Assassination Rogue? They don't? Do people not play Assassination Rogue anymore? Pretty sure we had Assassination Rogue Toxie walk in, get like a 1v4. And I'm pretty sure Insane even hopped on playing some Assassination. I'm pretty sure Assassination is a well-played spec. Unless you talk about it in PvE context, and then the tier sets, not tier sets, but the class itself has been seeing a lot of bugs for PvE gameplay. So if you're asking like, why is there so many subtlety rogues instead of assassination for like raids? I guess it all depends what your question is, really, depending on what you're asking. Then are we talking PvP sense? Are we talking PvE sense? Diablo and Stream Deck looks pretty. This peak, not gonna lie. Well, I would hope so. I mean, I don't imagine Diablo is like a super intense game with like, you know, it being like top down or whatever. I mean, yeah. I feel like that is the kind of game that's like designed for it. I'm sure you could run it on like a Switch maybe. Could you? Is Diablo on Switch? I don't even know actually. Actually, I'm not 100% on that one either. Not every class is possible to play them on Stream Deck. Yeah, it's like trying to play classes on a controller. This ain't quite Final Fantasy 14. Where in that game, a lot of classes are designed to be playable on a controller. But yeah. Yeah. Dude, why is YouTube being so finicky with me? I'm about to quit on YouTube. I'm about to quit this thing. This thing I'll be doing in the background. Yeah, I'm just gonna let it. You know what? I'm gonna let YouTube do this automatically. You know, figure out what settings I need for me. You do your thing. You do your thing. No, please do your thing. Do it for me. Because YouTube does have a setting like, oh, we could figure some settings out for you. Fine, do it for me. You do it. I tried. You keep complaining at me, so you do it. It is wild, dude. YouTube this year is wild. Although it has been nice at times. But I feel like I'm just processing a video, waiting for it, and it's like, oh, we just did some automatic settings. Do you want to use those? I'm like, yeah, sure. That's fine. All right, let's try to see if we get some of these boys in here. Badass is a PvE homie. Apex, PvE guy as well. Unfortunately, ASAP is already grinding PvP. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Blizzo, hey, want to join for 5v5s after that? See Blizzo want to maybe join in. Boris, getting the group up and running. Crazy. Yo, wait, what a sec. Hey, friend, want to join? Those. Where's Layson too, man? Where's Layson? I feel like yesterday we had the whole no pallies, but I don't know if we can do it this week. I just have way too many pallies I know on NA. Too many people that play Paladin. Hey man, wanna duels tonight? Oh, there it is. Speak of the devil. How you doing, guy? Hey, duels tonight? Unless Kevin is already in the group. Kovi, yo, hey, wanna join duels? Duels tonight? See if Kobe is down for it or not. Kuros, your friend. Hey, friend. Duels tonight? I'm pretty sure I asked him last week, and I'm pretty sure he said nah. Or I'm still trying to get stuff up and running or something. None given is usually doing some stuff with the. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, group already friend. Nice. Stoneblood. Crap. Damn it. Blizzard, please fix the friend thing. If I'm dumb and I mouse over to like quick join or raid and I lose track of where I am, I know it's my fault, but I'll make it your fault because I can definitely take responsibility. And by that I mean I cannot. Do I need to add you as a friend? Not really, no. When you do groups, you just join up an LG, man. Diablo 4 isn't 3. Oh, you mean like Diablo? Wait, which Diablo is in Steam Deck? Is it 3 or 4? That being said, I guess it depends how they do it, but like a top-down game like that, I would imagine isn't that going to be that bad on your processor or graphics or whatever, because it has some limitations, and they also go through like ways to, what is it, downgrade, because like it's so for most of the, you don't need so many things detailed if it's from so far away, right? I'm assuming. Hey friend, duels tonight? Stoneblood is down for these, baby. Vampire. Hey, wanna join for duels, friend? Wrath Druid. I don't know if he'd be down for it. Maybe he would be. All right. So now we're just waiting. How you doing, Boris, on your end? Because I got Kineric, so we are almost there. Get to decide whether I want to be Nightborn, Torn, Prop Warrior. I feel like if you wanted to like min-max on ratios, Torn look cool in Prop Warrior gear. Plus the stun ratio is kind of nice, but also the extra health is pretty good. Nightborn is also cool. It's just the ratio isn't like amazing. It's so slow. 4 out of 5 with for flex. Your group is ready. Okay, so I'm gonna need some bodies then. Holy, I didn't realize it'd be that behind. Hey friend, wanna join 5 duels after raid? See rude, buddy. Ooh, see if he's down for it or not. And then yeah, I'll see if maybe Blitzer wants to join in after, potentially. And if I see ASAP Turk out of the arenas or Blitz, I guess I'm assuming the Blitz. Oh, G friend, all good. Gamely comes first. All right, so then I need a couple more bodies still. Damn. Lux? Hold on a second. Does he want to join? I asked him last week. Didn't say anything. Storm Peaks? I don't know if that's the Storm Peaks like the... Storm Peaks of BG? I don't remember anymore. Hi there, what's up, Stack? Hey, my man. Hope you're having a good one, my guy. Alright, so Boris, just waiting for a +1, so I need a couple of more bodies. Boris, if anybody in your group got any homies that want to join in, you want to send them to me maybe? You want to send them my way, by the way? Better to send them my direction, bud. Where is my boy Errorless, man? Did he already quit in the season? Oh no, did he already quit in the season? We'll ask him. Yeah, that'd be great. Because we'll need like 3 more, we'll be good to go. That's what I need. That or I need Night King to hop on, because that'll be a +1. He might have somebody that he potentially bring in with him. My boy Chicago, I miss Chicago, but Chicago has a weird sleep schedule, but I think also has like a abysmal work schedule too. So when they're awake and when they're asleep is like really off. 4 isn't on the Switch, but 3 is, and the UI is so pretty. It's way too different compared to PC. Yeah, I imagine they had to change the way UI looks, but that's cool. Stream Deck is 1-for-1 for PC. Oh, okay. Wait, Steam Deck is 1-for-1? 1-to-1? You mean like graphics quality wise? Yeah, imagine Diablo 3 is doable on that. 4 isn't on Switch, but 3 is, and UI is so pretty. Oh, a Steam Deck is 1-to-1. Oh, okay. So they don't have a different UI. Don't they have like a different UI configuration presets for Diablo 4 though? For like, if you are on a Steam Deck, like there's one for consoles where like the UI is like in the corner instead of down the middle. I play 1 from 10 graph. I don't know what that means, to be honest. I don't mess with, I don't play Steam Deck, so I just don't even know, to be honest. So when you're like 10 graph, I have no idea. Graph? The only thing that jumps at me is, what is it? Is it Godric the Grafted? That's about all that jumps out at me off the top of my head. But yeah, I just don't mess with it, man. While settings from 1 to 10. Oh, that's what you mean. Yeah, I'm assuming you have to play WoW like that on the Steam Deck because it's not quite a PC. But then again, I don't mess with it. I don't know what it's like. So, you know what I mean? Yeah, I had no idea what you meant, but you meant graphics. Okay. I thought it was like a unique term just for like Steam Deck or something. I have no idea, dude. To get max FPS, how many FPS do you get when playing WoW on a Steam Deck? Like through your regular everyday gameplay. What's a man about to tell him that PvP gear yet? Okay. Yeah, okay. Blitzo would be down, but he doesn't have gear. So he needs to get gear. So probably not going to be able to get him in on these. Did I message crazy? Am I crazy or did I message crazy? Did I message crazy? I did. Okay. Let's see if I had his message there or not. I think it was okay, I don't see his that thing in the chat for some reason. I see that I messaged him on here, but I have no idea. Weird. I lock on 45 is the best. Okay, 45. Does everything look like one of those soap operas? Because soap operas do like 45 FPS and they all look a little funky. They don't look like bad, but they don't look smooth either. They're like a weird, like, in between. But if it works, it works. Right? If it's playable, it is playable. Speaking of playable, I actually gotta get my Brewfest thing out of the way still. I really want to get them out. I need to be better at it. No, they're all 30? No, I thought movies and stuff are closer to 30 because they're closer to 24. I was pretty sure soap operas are 45 or something. Am I wrong at that? Hold on. Soap operas FPS. Soap operas FPS. Frames per second. Movies are 24. What? Oh, you're right. Yeah, they are 30. That's weird. Okay, they are 30. Okay. Never mind then. Really? Okay. The difference between 24 and 30. I thought it was between 30 and 45 for some reason. Because I remember hearing that back in high school, bro. That was so long ago, dude. Holy. Okay, yeah, no, you're right. You are correct. I stand to be completely corrected. I stand to be wrong entirely. Let me do the next song. I like this one. Alrighty, so who else can I invite, man? Declan, PvE friend, cannot do it. Crazy or the message, see rude, family stuff. I can see if maybe like Fear's got one to join in. Wanna join? Hey, wanna join? Has some of the people from MDGA from one time we did stuff with them, but I haven't had any contact with them at all. I've invited some of the guys like to duels a few times. I don't think I've had anybody who's come back to me so far, so that's been interesting. Can we? I don't even talk to this guy. I don't really know him. We're gonna hit this. Hello, Reddit. Who's this Reddit guy? Does he want to join? Well, welcome to you if you want him. Lux is Tiger's Peaks. He's probably queuing some stuff up. Let me ask this guy too. I just need to get enough bodies until Flex gets here, so I'm literally strapped for time. As soon as Flex hops on, they have 5. Yo, hold on. Hey. Those? See if Lath wants to join in. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have the gear, but I'm gonna ask anyway. I'll see if maybe Roger wants to join. I'll just ask either way. Maybe he says yes, maybe he says no, because I need 3 more bodies. And then we're good to go. I don't know why I'm rhyming that. What did Showmanship Dex go? Oh, for EU? Yeah, maybe next week, man. Got an Infinite Mythic Chaos farm, by the way. An Infinite Mythic Chaos farm, but requires making new characters, just redo their Paragon board. Was it Paragon board? New character just to redo their Paragon board. What? Is it like some kind of like a druid thing? Or like some kind of like a character? Wait, how do you mean like the reputation board or Paragon? Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess so. I haven't even finished mine, by the way. I probably should work with that, shouldn't I? I'm pretty sure as long as you have those infernal keys, you could probably grind that way, right? But I have no idea, honestly. I probably should finish it up. I switched up my build, by the way, Necromancer. I adjusted the Soul Blight build a little. I was following one build on Saikuna's, but I felt like my damage was just not quite great. I felt like I was doing okay in tier 1 and tier 2, but in tier 3, like I wasn't dying, but I wasn't doing any damage. So then I actually had to go and I was looking at different Soul Blight builds, and I went with one with Max Roll instead. They actually have like a couple of different ancestral used uniques. And there's one unique ancestral that I actually have as a chaos unique. It's like a helm that does this CC thing to pull enemies in and make them do take more damage. But I have that as gloves and as a 2GA chaos unique. So I decided I'm gonna try to see if I can make that build. I am missing one legendary because I can't put it on my chest piece. But I basically just put a defensive one on the chest piece, so I'm just missing one where tendrils gripping people in, causing them to do crit damage to them. I might still try to see if I can incorporate that, but I feel like the other ones that are all about that defile build are probably doing a little bit better that way. Unless I want to maybe switch up to go shield and sword and put a one effect on the shield, one on the sword, which I don't even know if I can. But yeah, basically I've just got myself a really bursty build. It is still very, very tanky. I now run some random generic like absorb whenever I do damage to enemies, so it's always up because I'm constantly doing damage. So the enemies can't even get past the absorb to even hit me. So I'm just running like tier 3, and I'm pretty sure I could do tier 4 as well pretty easily. Like everything melts. Like bosses went from like a slowly melting over time to just like I just press an ability a couple of times and then just go like boop, a little bit of health gone. Oh, a little bit of health gone. Ah, all of it is gone. Within like 1, 2, 3. Not even 3 seconds. Within like the same second. Within like 3 half a seconds. Boom. It's crazy. It's actually insane. So yeah, kind of wild. What did I say? Oh, okay. Fair Fair. Okay, so I still need 3 more. I still need 3 more. I've asked, I'm pretty sure everybody, man. So now chat, we are hoping. We are praying. My man Night King or somebody else that does duels hops on tonight, dude. Where's Too Tall at, man? Where's my boy Too Tall at? That's what I need, man. That's what I really need. Reputation board. Yeah, finish new characters in 5 minutes. It's super free. Is it actually? Wait, what do you do then to like finish out the board that quick? What is the fastest way to grind and finish out the rep? Because I haven't even killed Lilith to get my one fragment spark thing or whatever. Or the other thing. I give it a couple of minutes, but I'll probably get some guildies. How are you run them? Probably for the next 2 hours. Got 3 spots open. ATM. Said he wants to bring some guildies. So it's fine if you want to do that. Got a couple of spots. But hopefully we can get these going really soon. Let's go to EU. Nah, man. EU is asleep. It's late for them. It's late for them. I gotta let them know ahead of time if we're gonna be switching over to EU randomly. But nah, today is a duels day for the NA homies. Okay. So Furious said we might actually be popping in with these homies into the duels. So maybe potentially we might be able to get some fill here, boys. Might be kind of fun. Might potentially be able to get something going. How long does it take for a common everyday man to shower? Because I take sweet time in my shower, dude. I make sure to give myself the full princess treatment in there. You know what I mean? Good out to see it sometime. A tradition to a little 2-button build. Have 40 buttons in my bar. Yeah, for me it's mostly like I press a button to like pull stuff together. I'll press another button to just like put a debuff on them. So I'll press one button to spawn a corpse immediately. But a lot of the times I don't even need to do that if I already have like the soul rift going. So the thing, I'll describe it basically the way my build works. I walk in, I hit a site just to spawn a body. I use that body to grip people in, and the entire time I'm getting attacked, but I'm taking no damage. And then I hit them with a blight to like basically take a steamy load on the ground and have them sitting there. And while they're sitting there, they take more damage. And then I just spam one button where I basically apply like multiple instances of death and decay, or better yet, defile around me. And it has this sick sound effect every time I do it. Like, it sounds so cool. It's like a massive like implosion sounding effect. So I basically have like 10 to 20 instances of that defile on me, and everything starts to melt. And I just run as long as it lasts. So the faster I can run, I basically, as soon as enemies touch those multiple instances, they're just like, die. Because there's another trait that I have with Ultimate. If enemies take 8 hits of like a specific type of damage, they take a huge hit. And then the actual defile thing can sometimes double hit. And it can crit. And it can do a bunch of crit damage. So basically I'm walking into it, and they basically just go from like living to erased. Right? There they are, erased. As I'm walking past them. They basically disintegrate like Thanos snaps him. It is crazy. It takes like a second setup just to pull people together. And then just like, you know, take a see-me load on the ground. Just to debuff them. But like, for the most part, I just spam that button a couple of times. And then just run. And I'm pretty sure you can just do that. There's another build to run Shadow Mages. I don't run any undeads. Not a single undead. All of it is sacrifice the undeads to do more shadow damage, to do more critical strike damage, to do more vulnerable damage. Basically, I'm basically like a walking biohazard. And I basically make this like wave, just an area of defile around me. I basically am a repulsive necromancer. I repulse all people away from me with my sheer presence. I am a stinking necromancer, and just being within my general vicinity causes your atoms to naturally disintegrate. I am a lone wolf, if you let me. And you know those memes, right? You know those memes of like those furry ass cringy, like the wolf within me memes, right? Edgy kind of. I am that, and like that cringe that repulses people away from you. That's essentially what my defile does. People just like disappear out of my life as soon as I'm anywhere near the vicinity. It is the funniest thing in the world. It's super fun to set up, and it's just hilarious how much damage it does just from me standing there. I haven't figured. So I was using the wrong build, the other build, where you just run one of those as like a passive aura, but it doesn't really kill anything super quickly for bosses. So I have to add other abilities to do it. But now I'm thinking I should do this against a boss like Duriel, and I think Duriel is just gonna blow up. Like if you think Duriel was like disgusting monstrosity, my build is much worse. It's actually much worse. It's actually like absolutely filthy. Absolute filth. Yeah, so we're gonna have to wait a little bit more, but hopefully that's something coming in. A similar build with Shadow Mages. Yeah, I don't know if you run. So my current one for season 10, from what I read, it just says like you run no mages, you run legendaries and abilities where it's like if you're solo, you do a lot of damage, and even if you're solo, you have like a bunch of armor and a bunch of defenses. So yeah, I think it works out. I probably could have ran an NPC build, but it doesn't look like anybody's running NPC build. It looks like it's a blood wave build, which is solo as well, or you run like the stinky build. I could 4-man. I can solo 4-man Duriel and Dariel Belial 1 or 2 seconds with how fast the build ramps up. I'm wondering if mine probably could do that too if I had gear, because I feel like that the damage is like it's spiked as soon as I switched over to like this other variation. Because the one that I had was like really good for like just running around and passively hitting stuff, but it wasn't like just blowing things up. It was doing a lot of damage, but like in the right tier. And like a tier 3, it just wasn't really doing a lot of damage, but I couldn't die either, so it just felt like it took forever. But this build, I'm like, I ramp it up a little bit, and then I'm running through and I think just exploding before I even see them sometimes. Like, it's actually kind of wild. And yeah, and it just also doesn't die either. It just seems a little more aggressive. Yeah, it's still not quite in that same category of the sword build that I had, because that one, like, I would just like start ball lightning and like teleporting and things would just blow up around me even without a Hydra. Like that's how godly that one ended up being. But this one I think could potentially hit that, maybe hit even harder, maybe, I want to say. If you ever run a world boss up, make sure you do that Torment 4 always. Ooh, that's the thing. I didn't have access to Torment 4. With me and you, I think I only unlocked Torment 3 through the pit, so I need to do enough stuff to unlock Torment 4. But yeah, I did the world boss without it. I probably should have done Torment 4, shouldn't I? Yeah, it was up in 5 minutes. I was like, I'm just gonna set it to 3, see what I get. Didn't get it. They got some decent stuff, but like mostly mats and things. But yeah, yeah. There'll be more world bosses in the future. Pit 90 I could do the 4 glyphs. Oh, that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, maybe I'll be down for it actually. I definitely need to get my glyphs up and running at some point. Yeah, because I need to at least get them all to a legendary or whatever. Because I'm at a point where right now I need good GA gear, I need chaos gear, I need uniques, and then glyphs, and then paragon levels. So I guess I'm still in the process of leveling, to be honest. But yeah, if you wanted to like boost me up for that, sometime I'll be down for it. Maybe like over the weekend. Sunday I might be free, maybe, or I'll be grinding keys, one of those two. But yeah, so we are still in the process of waiting, chat. I'll double check to see if I can get anybody else in the for BNet. But I think we're waiting on Furious Goat if he brings his homies in, or if he doesn't. But we'll see. We will see. I should whisper Lux though, but looks like he's queuing up some solos. I'll try to see if we can snipe him outside of it. Prior to 30. I feel like I probably could have been there at about 200, but I just haven't been spending that much time on D4. I've been trying to like, because anytime I find some free time on D4, I usually like, I try to get my work done, I try to get my WoW stuff done out of the way. And I'm like, all right, well, bedtime, I want to hop on Diablo. And I'm like, because right now with my leg, it like, I've been dealing with like leg swelling stuff that I'm working through with a local doctor. That's like a family friend guy. And we got like a regimen of what I want to do to reduce the swelling before we do the whole like MRI stuff. And it's been helping, but I've been trying to limit like how long I'm sitting. So it's getting up, walking around, and even just propping my leg up like above my heart level just to let the swelling go down. It's something that I've focused on for me more than anything. So Diablo, I've been only spending like an hour on the game at a time, best as I can. So if I feel like if I would have been able to have more free time or spend more time or find a way to play Diablo while I'm on the couch with my leg propped up, then I could probably get more progression though, which is why I was asking, like, I wonder if you could do a little PlayStation. Likely not. You know what I mean? If all the hordes is a cheat code for leveling, cool. I have been getting lucky with those. Couple of runs where I get a goblin pack and I'm like sitting at like 3,000 of those what is it, the what are they called like the points you earned while Infernal Hordes are up, and that's after buying like the, you know, the access to the big new boss for 666 of them. That was like over 3,000, so it's like I get some gear, I just get a bunch of Obdicide and all that. Happy for Diablo, especially almost optimized gaming. Yeah, exactly. Like I would have, if I had more time to spend on it, I probably would have been able to get a lot more prog. But like at most, I'm playing is an hour, and it's like I could play longer, but I'd rather make sure I'm extra healthy. You know what I mean? Rather make sure I'm all good to go. All right, who else can we invite? The BNet. Anybody new? Anybody on potentially? Looking for Night King. Nothing from Chicago, unfortunately. Not even Seabark on, man. What is happening? Vamp? I messaged Vamp earlier too. Lamassum? Faces? Oh, Steven, hey, online? Yo, what's up, my guy? What's up, my man? How you doing, boy? Who is this guy? XZ. What a name. Alrighty, I think we're just waiting on Furious Goat for a bit. Hope you pop in. What's up, Rick? How you doing, my man? How you doing? Doing good, my guy. Trying to get some duels up and running. I do have a dude who's like, yo, I got some homies I'm bringing in. We're just waiting. We are just waiting. I don't even groups and your friends and every group of the join. Each group is like, yeah, I see. People group losing gold and join the journey. Make sure you understand. Yeah, okay. I'm about it. Yeah, I'll definitely think about it. Sometime, my guy. Oh yeah, now I have posted an article of the skip immunity phases and Diablo bosses. Yeah, it looks like they just, instead of making an immunity, they just give him like a Giga Shield, and if you can do enough damage to break through his shield, you just skip that mechanic completely. Basically. But yeah, how you doing, Rick? Hope you're having a good one, my guy. Hope you're having a wonderful, beautiful evening. Yeah, I feel ya. Ah, okay. Okay, yeah, shovel tourney. Ah, okay, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, Boris is giving me some ideas, man. Man's giving me some ideas out there. Once on more rounds, one. Okay. Ah, okay. Yeah, that could be kind of fun, maybe. It could potentially be pretty fun. I do think, what's this? I do think you'll probably have a situation of, what's it? I do think I have a situation where we'll see only certain classes, what is it, out and about with that, unfortunately. You'll see a lot of, I think, Paladino, what's it? Probably a lot of Palas, a lot of class similarity, and probably not too much variety, unfortunately. Okay. Was he? Wait a second. Deflect my quad. A blood death knight? I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about a blood death knight, bro. I don't know about a blood death knight, Doug. I don't know if that will work out super well. Yeah. Yeah. About that. Alrighty, boys. So we are waiting on Furious Goat, I think. Blood is fine? I don't know. Blood is not fine for duels, man. It's a tank. It's a tank, unfortunately. I can ask why I'm moving so fast today on the tribute run, though. I was keeping up with the Vades, Spiritborns, and Ravens Pam Druid. Like the speed build. The build that I got for Necro actually is really fast. It's actually really zoomy. Almost as bad as a Pally. It's just the tanks in PvP are weird, man. For 1v1 in particular, it just ends up being a battle of attrition where they're all about trying to like outlive you and slowly whittle you down. A lot of the tank classes don't really have like burst, you know? Like at some point they did. At some point we did have tanks that actually have burst where they could like land a kill, but a lot of the times they just don't have enough kill potential where the other guy will just like whatever basic heals they have usually will just keep them alive. It's a battle of attrition where eventually like the tank wins, I guess. But like you're not gonna end up killing somebody through like some crazy play or some big lockdown burst combo. None of that. It's just like it just over time like the other guy will just run out of options and die. And I just don't think that's like all that super fun to watch, to be honest. You know what I mean? But yeah, to each is their own though. To each is their own. If Blizzard did make tanks like, I don't know, take a little bit more damage and do a little more damage themselves. The problem with that, however, is then you have like a tank that actually acts like more like a 3rd DPS spec. And the problem is like, what if the blood DK is just does same damage or maybe slightly more damage than a Frost or Unholy, and they have like a better kit? Oh, thought people are gonna start playing them instead. What if you have like Feral Druid versus Guardian Druid, right? And Guardian is just like a better version of Feral. Does the same damage, but has like a better kit. Better PvP talent that maybe does some crazy like crazy damage stuff, you know? Or crazy utility stuff. Crazy lockdown CC stuff. You know, things like that. Yeah, that would be just like super unfun for a Frost Death Knights and a Holy Death Knights. The Blizzard is in a weird spot when it comes to tanks in PvP. The best they can do is just make them like really hard to kill and make them like a tank that can run objectives and BGs. That's really about it, right? And the games have PvP talents to make it a little bit easier for them, maybe. But yeah. What? Are we getting tagged? What is that? Oh. Okay, I'm not sure where I got tagged. But I think this message is supposed to be for me, maybe. Okay. So we are on the way, chat. We are on the way. Anybody get the Broomfest mount, by the way? I've been trying for that thing once a day at the very least. I definitely should be doing the event a lot more because I want to get all the cosmetics and everything since it's available. I feel like I'm really bad at like all the holiday stuff. And usually, and the worst part about the holiday stuff, like some of them I'll spam out every single day to try to get all the things and I'll still miss some stuff. Like every single time Halloween event rolls around, I try to get Arthas, the doggo. I get all the stuff, all the mounts, all the transmog, all the other things, and then it's like one little pet. I'm not a pet collector, but I still want it. Just to be like 100% complete with it. Every time, dude, I miss 1 or 2 items. Every damn time. And it's like a clockwork, dude. Like clockwork. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. But I'll try to see if I can not miss out on this one just so I can be like done with it. How long does this even last for, actually? Looks like for a while, so I got time. I got time. I got a rogue now? Okay. Alright, so Furious Rogue, or Furious Goat, the guy with MDGA is logging. And I'm assuming he'll just invite some homies in. Boris, we might be actually getting some games going here in a second, bud. Might be going in a second here some games in a visit. real quick. Appreciate you guys' patience. Trying to get this going on an A sometimes can be rough, dude. But we did have Too Tall or Errorless or Night King in here too. So I missed like at least 2 homies, man. It's like 3. Got 2 spots open if you want to invite any homies. Yeah. Convert to raid. And we got 2. I think I make a lead, or I'll make an Eric lead. But yeah, if he's got any homies he wants to invite, man, more than welcome to just suggest him. And we'll get him in. Up to you, though. I'll see how I'm going to be looking. Let me actually see if, yeah. Get him in. Oh, another one is Ty. Ty usually brings in a couple of homies in, too. So we got a couple of dudes that bring friends in. They're not even on. So usually we need a couple of those guys in order to get the NA going a little quicker, but none of those regulars are on, man. But generally we actually have had like a really good, solid quality games over on the NA. And also, oh, Light Sword. Also, he's not here either. Warsock. He's also not here either. So all the regulars are just AWOL for the day. Wait, that's not a orc, is it? It's a troll? Pretty sure. Background's of a troll. Is that really what the chest looks like? Looks a little different from a distance. What am I looking at? Oh, it's the big blue like ball thing on the mount. I thought I'm not seeing a blue here down the middle. What am I not seeing? What am I looking at or not looking at? Here we go. Beautiful. That's a lot of rogues, but we'll run it, dude. That's a lot of rogues, but we'll just have to run it. Unless, Kenderic, if you have any other alt you want to join that isn't a rogue. Let me actually see. Let me see. Nice. That's a lot. Oh, I guess we'll just run it as is. Let me actually ask him. I was thinking maybe. What is it? I think. Yeah, I'll message you Kinetic real quickly, seeing if he maybe wants to switch to something. This week, maybe get some variety. That's a lot of rogues. I mean, we'll run it, but that is a lot of rogues. How many rogues do you have actually, Boris? We got 3. Hold on a second. We got 1. We could deal with 3. We could also just send Caneric over and you guys send somebody over our team. That could also work. Trying to... What does he have? 4 people? Oh, wait, what? Wait, what? You guys got 4? Because our friend got shot down? Oh, no. Someone in the street. Ah, okay. Do we just run 4v5, I guess? Winning queue? Okay. Yeah, they need a +1 then. Dal is my WoW2 account. I'm in full auto gear. Okay. They are fine. They are... Yeah, they're fine doing through rogues. So these guys are still missing one. Damn, dude. Is there anybody else I have on that wants to join? Real quick, last second invite. Real quick. Is it PvP? PvP Bala? I don't remember. I know Declan. Evoker Toothless? Yeah, that's a good name. What's our message? Batman a message, I think? He's in Tizabesh. It'll work out. Okay, so I have nobody on BNet right now. Ready? Okay. Teams ready. I'll make Kineric lead. I will send it. Okay, boys, we actually probably got some duels. We're gonna see how this works. I don't know if we got full proper 5 on Team Boris or not, but we're gonna see. We're just gonna try, dude. Whatever games we got is whatever games we got on our name. This thing had a little bit of a rough start, but we'll give it the best shot we've got. You know what I mean? Kevin on a death knight? Hold on a second. Kevin on the DK? Hold on a sec. You guys do Hammer Sock. What the hell? He's offline and beat it for me. Wait, so where is here? Okay, dude. Okay, dog. Why are you offline and beat it? Who are you hiding from? I was gonna say, dude. Twitch. Yeah, we got ourselves Chaos over for the team 1. We got ourselves Drizzo, Jason, and Year. A bunch of warlocks. Bunch of rogues, I want to say. I saw warlocks for some reason. I look at Rick saying, where's warlocks? No warlocks, unfortunately. But we got technique. Look at that. This is as close to a warlock as you can get. I actually like your set. Yo, with the bow spikes, the bony helmet, the blind eyes with the... Yo, this whole set actually looks good. I feel like the shadowy form really does a lot of the heavy lifting. But that, I really like the way all this looks. That whole combo. Like an undead panda priest. Actually don't hate it. Kayla dropping him a board down behind the pillar. Lotto literally backing up out of there immediately. Are you still playing Sentinel or are you pack leader this time? Are survival hunters playing Sentinel nowadays or pack leader? Because I feel like pack leader is probably better than Sentinel defensively. Sentinel does nothing anymore, unfortunately. Ring of Peace immediately booping the guy out of the way. Stun. Lotto trying to see if he can charge. Going for a bit of that, what's it called? The coordinated assault. Karma immediately for Kayla. Just trying to see if he can reverse the damage to Lotto, or at least trying to see if he can stop some of the damage scattered right after. Did you karma Lotto or did you karma like a pet or something? Because I feel like the karma was very, very short-lived. Knocked it back. Kayla's minions took kind of a backup. They still do have a port behind that side of the pillar. I don't really know if they'll have an angle. Definitely needs to go for as many self-heals as possible. This Vivify is not looking all that good. Might need to go for yet another port. Fury of the Eagle, I think, might lock him down. Look at the backup out of it. Does not quite get out of this scot-free. With a Void Storm PI full Rift available. Technique just got to get as many... DPs in as possible, and Lotto is faded the freeze and trap just to get himself the big volley stun right after. Full burst, fear to follow. The lockdown by the Shadow Priest is actually kind of rough, huh? Flash shields are available, just trying to top himself up really quickly. Lotto breaking out of the turtle really early, and I don't even know what killed him. Was it just another rift or something? Nelf immediately getting hit with a Shadow Crash immediately, instantly, before they can even get like a proper setup. I like this whole elemental thing get going on. What is it? Is that 40 yards, that rift? Because it felt like it was such a long distance. Does go for a few as soon as he closes the gap. Small turtle shell by the little turtle. popping off together with the wall. That is a lot of defenses rolling through it now. And Technique is in a great spot. Does get hit with the botting shot, but it's really short. Stun onto Nelf. Does trickle out of it. Got into potentially lots of damage here. Whatever insta-cast damage you can do is going to do a ton. Pay the Rachel for a second just to catch a heal. With the Shadow Crash, you had to get onto Nelf with the Turtle Shell right after. That's a lot of damage by a Shadow Priest right now, by the way. That is a lot. Now trying to see if he can back up out of it, but still catches the entire Rift. It's going to do a lot of damage. Especially if Technique just ends up pumping the damage and DPs into your pet. Look. That hell, dude. What just killed him? Like, I know the Rift popped at the end, but I guess like someone else hit him too. Maybe he has the cleave talent where when he hits the pet, he also cleaves the other guy. Technique immediately getting opened up on by the rogue RNG opener with so many coin flips off the bat. Gonna be a full Shadow Crash with the pet as well. A Technique may potentially be looking at a disperse here, possibly, with the rogue, especially if he's on him the entire time. There goes a full killing spree. Unless you can stop it, does end up getting a lot of healing. It got him some desperate prayer, a couple of DPs were sought with a Cloak of Shadows, and Technique still continued to tussle with the rogue as best as possible. PI is active, faded for a second, maybe looking for a disperse here, maybe looking for some kind of CC. The rogue no longer has a trinket. There goes a Kindred Shot with the disperse. For Rasak, he's just trying to see if he can build up as much damage as possible. Quick fear. Do you have the damage to finish it? Because he got to vanish yet. He's still got to vanish. If you got himself a proper go here, you can still be in a bit of trouble. Void Torrent right after. Fade to follow. Shadow Crash immediately. Try to go for a kick. Does not quite connect. The Rift is still on you. And as long as he doesn't get to amp up the Rift, it's not going to kill you quite yet, but it's definitely going to get you really low. Yet another vanish. Also has evasion. Can use evasion defensively just for the DR. Blind for a second. And is going to try to see if he can back up out of there. I think the rogue, unless you just die, he definitely needs that reset. Sipping up should help him stabilize. With Technique right now, he's on a spot where, unless he lands a Shadow Crash, which I don't think he has a Shadow Crash that can hit the ground. He needs a target for it. Fade for a second, but a sap out of a whir? Okay, I think the rogue got out of that scot-free. But Technique so far is pulling out some Shadow Priest techniques here. There's not a way to stop the first aid, unfortunately. Not a lot of ways to deal AoE damage around the corner. Sap by Whir has Adrenaline Rush, has a lot of potential damage. Streak can pan the racial. And I think a fade really early on for Technique with a stun right after. Has a human racial, is going to back up out of there. Grapples out of the way. And should be able to feint the Rift. It's going to do a decent bit of damage. Gouge. Try to see if he can stay away from the Rift. I actually think he might have got away from the Rift distance-wise. Just sprinting away from it. So for Technique, he's waiting. Try to go for a bit of a reset up. But a fear immediately. I think might have been a fade dodging the rogue CC there. And there's going to be more pets joining in. Lots of passive damage. DP on top of it. Has a cloak coming up very soon. May potentially to use it. Does go for the cloak, but does he go for a reset? I think he might be able to vanish in a few seconds. Should be able to catch a vanish in case he needs to. Shadow Crash, unfortunately, I think connects either way. Will not be able to get a proper opener. Cheap Shots does get to fade it. Does Whir have enough damage to here to follow up? Kidney Shot off for that cheap shot. Killing Spear right after does get stun locked on it. Technique got himself the full VE. The Rift is in play. Whir can go for evasion just to get himself a DR. May potentially need to use that for a DR. Is able to get some cooldowns back. He's just popping the Slice of Dice over and over, getting some CDs back, but Shadow Word Death is gonna end up capping him out, with Kevin gonna be up next. Hit him with a root immediately. Unholy DK got himself a potential bit of damage. Gripping Technique in. Silence to follow, so actually some of the DK's damage and CC is locked out during that silence. Has a disperse in case they need it. May need to use it immediately. There goes the disperse. However, the question is, can they find a way to separate away from the Death Knight as well as the rest of the pet? The army of the undeads, the riders that are in play. Try to go for a bit of fade. May need whatever recovery he's got. Stun short onto Kevin. Does go for a trinket. Void Torrent is in play. Juked out a kick. Got him some damage, but Kevin does have the damage as the DK. Countering the magic damage of his Shadow Priest. And it does have himself the entire army just to keep himself going. With Drizza gonna be up next. Taking out Kevin very quickly with Kizushi. Last one left. Meta around the corner. Sap, unfortunately. I think he tried to go in for a meta because he'll have that immune to CC. Thought he would just leap on top of the rogue. Picking up the eyes immediately. Should still be able to find him here. Not the end of the world. Not completely. You can still get on top of him. You do see exactly where they are. Imprisoned immediately, using that Virtual Tree to immune any CC. Hunt to connect, but Smoke Bomb stops it. Gouge right after Drizza with the opener here. I think Flagellation, right? Pretty sure Flagellation was in play. Shadow Blades apparently get used already. Unfortunate. But Kazushi, he's just on top of him, trying to see if he can get the damage. Haunt does connect, but a blind to try to see if he can reset him. No more trinket available. Disarm right after. He still should have plenty of damage without it. Actually able to remove, able to remove the disarm with just a virtual treat. Son of Rizzo might be in a bit of trouble. Sigil of Fear is not going to feel great either. Plus also that extra chaos damage from the Draki. Not going to feel great either. Picking up another, picking up the set of eyes. I think at that point you got to commit. Got to commit, and if you can stab the Rogue's opener, you might be okay. Full kidney. With blades, this could be a bit of trouble. Does imprison for a second. May need a stun. Blade Dance does hit. Huge hit by the Rogue. You either win this or not. Kazushi needs something right now. But it looks like Drizzo does end up taking it. Holy moly. I like technique without 3, by the way. I like technique walking it without 3. That's a lot of Shadow Priest damage. That's a lot of S-Priest damage. But the Death Knight does end up taking it. I think you had dispersed, but didn't have DE against the DK, yeah? The dampen was getting a little bit on the higher end. Let's get us another one going, yeah, boys? Uno boss, real quick, real fast. Go, go, go. 5 and Boris is ready. All right, I'm gonna set it immediately. Let's do a Toberon. Let's give ourselves a little bit more breathing room for an arena. And then we'll do something like a hook point, black hole, things like that, yeah? Yo, that was really, really good, by the way. We don't see a lot of Shadow Priest in duels in general. So whenever we do see a priest, like, really putting in the work, I love seeing it. I also was going to say, we do have 2 Outlaw Rogues, only one of them got a chance to play. We're and Jason both as Outlaw. So I'm actually very, very excited to see how that's going to look like. Because you can do some wild, wacky damage as an Outlaw Rogue. Absolutely, like, diabolical damage. For where he just needed to make sure he's got himself a... He's even got the order. Side wrist to heck your Jason. Why did Jason go last? What the hell? Why did Jason go last, dude? I want to see DG8 today. You know what? I'm okay with you guys advertising. I'm perfectly okay with the advertising. Switch. We got K over on the team 1. I think going first, right? Drizzo, Jason, Yer, and Technique versus my boy Kevin Landers. Actually did walk in and do some big meaty damage to a S-Priest. Kazushi gonna be first up this time around. We got Lotto in the back as well as Were. And flexing on Holy DK. Okay, like the switcheroo. Leg sweep off of a hunt. Wait, did that hunt even connect? It did connect, but I think it was immediate leg sweep right after. Man's using the strangulate PvP talent. Hold on. I was thinking we were gonna toss Caleb. I didn't even think we were gonna end up using that thing immediately. Does get himself even more stuns, get himself an opener onto Caleb's full meta, everything available, but unless he can catch up to Caleb and keep the pressure rolling in, it might have been a bit of a weird spot right now. Blurred down, or at least going down in just a second. So all his defenses are going to be gone, but he still has a lot of leech, a lot of potential damage. Fist of Fury unfortunately parries him, but he's going to go for imprison. Karma to follow. Do you just back up out of there? I think he does. Just retreat. You got yourself virtual retreat very, very soon. I don't know if you can do imprison. I think you just used imprison just now. So for Kaleth, he just does not have a lot of defenses to work with unless you can lock him down. Kazushi with a quick 1-2, taking him out. Trying to see if he can back away from Drizzo. Is going to go for a trinket right after. Cheap shot. Meta activated. Might have to go for darkness. There goes the darkness. For Drizzo, he's got himself evasion so he can stay aggressive technically, but he's going to back up out of there seeing that darkness. So evasion is going to be gone. Shadow Blades are down. And for Kazushi, he's in a perfectly good spot right now. He tried himself a little bit of that spectral side to try to see if he can find rogues, but no eyes available on either side for the time being, unfortunately. So right now he's just in a waiting room. Eyes are up, actually. If he wants to double back, that could work. He's going the long distance towards the other far side of the eyes. May need a eventual retreat in order to reach it. Try to go for eyes randomly to find it, but I think that stun lock, dude. And that stun lock is just over. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think we've seen a lot of Blood Elf male rogues. Most rogues that are Blood Elves in these duels have been female models. So I'm not used to that eviscerate animation of that spin twirl that Drizzo is doing. It's actually kind of cool looking. Like, it's definitely unique, if anything. The monk, I was gonna say, oh, I was trying to see what happened to the monk for a second. Somebody DC'd and came back, and the Flex just was able to run the rogue down. I don't really know what else to say, man. I don't know what to say. But Technique is going to try to see if he can back up out of the fading. Try to see if he can stop any kind of CC out of Flex. He's going to go for silence, but potentially damage. Does get kicked. Rift still out though. So for Technique, as long as he can get some damage out, might be okay. Reflex knows that he's got to play this super careful. So he's just going to try to see if he can slow Technique. Death back behind the pillar. He is going to have to play heavy around the slows of Chain of Ice. And all Technique can do right now is get himself a little bit of healing. Question is, does Technique run the Cleave talent? I don't think he does. But having the pet nearby, he could just blast the pet, generate a lot of resources, and get some cleave onto Flex as well. So all the DPs will partially hit Flex as well. Does get himself a Shadow Crash. Void Storm behind the pillar. Flex is kind of out in the open stuck. He's dropping down Dome, at least has a target to Death Strike off of. Either the pet faded or Technique canceled it to not give Flex any heal target whatsoever. And he just continues to pump damage into the pet. Does he have cleave? I almost feel like he does have cleave for Flex. I almost feel like he does have that cleave talent because Flex is a pet. I think it is kind of hurting him. Little by little, stun around the corner, Shadow Crash, and just needs himself a little bit more damage. Flex technically has a lot of damage, could potentially roll off of Silence here. Silence and potentially have himself a big go. Death Strike is going to get the army of undeads. Let the undeads do work. For Technique right now, it's a situation where he's got to find a way to live this. Touch of death onto all the pets. Trying to root them. The pets are kind of stuck. But as soon as the break out of it, you're going to be in a bad spot. Trying to fade it. Still, the pets are in play, though. Technique is taking lots of damage without Flex even being there. So he's really letting those pets do a lot of the heavy lifting. Might need to go IBF. Every defensive you got. It does end up catching it. Oh my god. That clawing shadows at the end. Does him in. That was crazy. You're going to hit with a blind, but immediately going to go for a trinket. Flex still has one more Death Strike. Second Death Strike. AMS is up. You need another Death Strike. Disarmed. Disarmed. Trying to live? Nah, while Disarm is down, not giving him a chance to catch a heal real fast. That is so rough, man. Oh, hey. So wait, so you tell me the monk is too tall? That is the boy? He hasn't been here this entire time? I didn't realize it. You should have told me, bro. I had no idea. If you want to bring a paladin for these men, you're more than welcome to. Or if you want to play someone on the monk, you're more than welcome to as well. I'm cool with either or. That's a good freezing trap. Just letting you continue to get your heal go. We are at the 4-minute mark, 21% day per the year. Able to go with Cloak of Shadows and Evasion. Every defensive is used right now. He's in and he's committed. There's going to be Binding Shot. Unfortunately, peels him away from Lotto for a second. Lotto using that in order to get himself a bit of damage. Flare down. Year was out of that flare, but still dotted down. But he's going to be able to get himself a Shadow Strike either way. A lot of Kidney Shot blocking him down. Secret Technique right after. Year does not have any outs. He has a blind and maybe can run out. Go behind the pillar, potentially. That's about the most you can do right now. What is this? I was gonna say, what is making that shadow? But it was literally a bird cat thing flying around from the pack leader playstyle. First aid for Lotto. Unfortunately, Yer cannot get a first aid either. He does have Cheat Death and Undead Racial and a bear. That bear hurts. That bear actually hurts, dude. That's one pet from the pack leader that actually is painful. That thing, yeah, you just can't sit behind the pillar. That thing is going to be the end of you. You have to play around Cheat Death. Trying to see if he can roll in. He brings it back. He brings it back. Smoke bomb down. Does he survive? Whether he gives him an honor duel here or not is really up to him. But that was some crazy work. He decided just to commit. Bro, multiple times we've seen, I think Word knows he's there, right? He knows he's there. He's like, I know you're there. I'm letting you in recovery. I know you're there. I am aware that you're there. I know you're there, little bro. I think he's actually letting you, pretty sure he's letting you get a full reset. Warren, if you need to know how much health he has, he's about 30% or so. He's gonna need like a couple of the sippy cups. Couple of those. Phantom Eyes, try to see if we can catch him. Get in the opener. Gonna be Human Racial out of Whir. Vanish. Try to get himself a big burst. Ver got himself a Shrinking them. Is going to be disarm for disarm. He knows that Outlaw Rogue, as soon as he got weapons back, he's going to do a lot of damage. He's going to back up out of there. Hopefully put a Rupture on Versailles to make it harder for him to catch a reset. No sap. Or no Rupture, but a sap does go through. And you're actually denying the rookies go with our drone rush. Cannibalize! Oh, man. Wyvern? Yeah, the Wyvern. Yeah, the Wyvern. I didn't realize it would make like a shadow. I was like, I'm thinking to myself, like, what the hell is making a shadow? Dude, some of those pets with pack leader are crazy. The boar is okay. The bear is really strong. And the Wyvern is a pretty decent damage amp. And they're actually all pretty good. Cheap shot, full killing spree. taking all the bullets into his back. And but however, he does get himself a cheap shot go. Cloak of Shadows for your with an evasion disarm. He's using every defensive to try to see if he can deal with Where unfortunately still has access to his gun and one more dispatch, and it does do the damage he needs. Jason does get a proper chance to duel here. Outlaw v Outlaw. Does he get Where a proper honor duel here? And you know what? If he wanted to, he would have rushed him. Where you were given an opportunity to get a proper honor duel. Jason would have rushed you if he wanted to. He would have already been on top of you with a stat, proper opener, 1-2, 1-2, one bang. He's literally letting you. He is literally letting you get an honor duel here, man. Oh, grapple it over. Picking up eyes. We're backing up out of there. Jason sees him. Jason does see him. I was gonna say, you guys probably should have had like a, hey, let's not start in stealth duel, right? Let's just start like pistol shot from a distance, build combo points, and then go from there. Vanish out from Word during that vanish, or during that disarm. Not that bad. Jason tried to see if he can find him. Killing spree, but stuns it. Cheap shot for Word. That's a good opener. Adrenaline versus back up. Huge hit. Jason does get himself a bit of damage. Disarm for a second. Might want to go for a blind. Word does not have a trinket. Jason also is out of a trinket. He's going to need to get himself a proper go. Cheap shot. It is very DR'd. Kidney shot also very DR'd. Neither of the rogue has any CC to lock each other down with. Vanish out for Word, however, is going to get found with a blade flurry. Does send himself the crack shot opener though, and he is able to go for pistols. I missed it. I missed the pistols. But he got himself range damage, a couple of pistols taking him out. Beautiful. Yo, Rip, by the way, Flex, I have no idea what happened there, but that was a huge claw with shadows at the tail end. That was so good. Let's get us another one going. That was a fantastic choice of arena, by the way. I felt like Toblerone was gorgeous for that. Beautiful. Generic. How many we got, man? 5. Beautiful. Boris, as soon as you give me the go-ahead, man, we send it. As soon as you give me the go-ahead, we send it. Dude, that's the thing too, is I love NA duels. I love NA duels, chat. I know we have a lot of fun over on the EU, but like NA brings a different kind of energy into the duels. Different classes too. And like we have a whole team where there's 3 rogues, but the games feel so fresh and so clutch and so close and so fun that it's like, dude, it's just different from EU. Not saying it's not a bad thing at EU. It's just different, but like in a good way. That sounds bad. That sounds bad though. I'm not a wordsmith, unfortunately. We'll try hook point, see if that works. And we'll get the other group, and we'll get them up and running again. My elemental focusing lens popped off. Did it actually? Yo, yeah. Elemental focusing lens is so RNG, but when it pops off, man, it did a lot of damage. Need weapons for 1v1s. Oh, no gear, only weapons. No gear, only weapons. I feel like melee classes win then, because they scale off of melee weapons. Casters not as can't just scale off of primary stat. And I guess weapons do have a lot of primary stat, but imagine if everybody only had weapons. I imagine it would be okay. I actually think game would be interesting if everybody had like a big health bar. You didn't heal, you didn't do a lot of damage, but like recovery was like really tough. But it kills again. I'm gonna swap. Fair. Okay, I'm gonna try again. I don't know what happened to hook point. We're gonna try again though. And if hook point doesn't work, we'll do another one. 30% of my total damage profile, top damage versus Jason. That's crazy. Yeah, no, I feel you. So I said this spammer for like 5 seconds. Yeah. Yeah, the empowerment mechanics are weird. It's good, it's cool that they're doing it, but they're definitely designed for evokers, not for other classes. And they kind of bug out for other classes, it feels like. But yeah, good switch. Got ourselves Kevin Landers over for that team too. Dude, I probably should get myself the Darkman balloon sometime. How do you get this thing? It looks cool. It actually looks pretty neat. It's like a shark fish thing with the fins and all that. We got ourselves Kazushi gonna be first up yet again. Lotto in the back. We got Flex. We got ourselves Warsad as well. And Kazushi getting hit with a cheap shot opener. Jason gonna be first up as an outlaw. Got himself a big opener. Kazushi does streak it, but a little bit late. Stun into Jason. Has evasion. Cloak of shadows. No cloak. Trinkets. Killing spree? I don't even know. Hold on, Kazushi. It's dark to see if we're gonna save you from that spree, dude. That was a lot of damage you were taking for a second there. Looks like Darkness wasn't catching it, but then caught a couple of those bullets, a couple of those whizzes past you. Gouge for a second, cheap shot. It just is gonna be lights because this shit I think is just dead. Jason, dude, just absolutely get him the damage, give him the business. Dude, outlaw rogues are no longer outlaws anymore, dude. They're bursty. They're like a sub rogue. If they lock you down the stun, you're probably dead. It's kind of wild what outlaw has become now, dude. It's a lot more to sub rogue, except instead of shadow dance, you have vanish. Just have them shorter vanishes. And it's going to be a disarm to Lotto for a second. Jason getting locked down for a bit. Switching over from pack leader into a sentinel. Trying to see if he can make a big grenade build work, grenadier setup, which I think matches goblins pretty well though. I think it does look pretty cool. Like total ideal bombs do more damage. But Lotto get a lockdown for a second. Huge grenades are hitting it back to back. It's going to catch a root for a second onto Jason, but it's trying to see if he can waddle away from him, trying to run it through roots, traps, slows, binding shot. He's actually going to go for smoke bomb and back up out of there, trying not to hit a binding shot. However, he's right outside of smoke bomb, where Lotto can deal some damage from a distance. Just needs a one big go. Jason may need something here. We'll need a lockdown. Cheap shot. Lotto with the trinket. Jason may need another stun lock with the guy. Needs something here just to live. He's taking lots and lots of damage. Will Manic bandages up for Lotto. He does have disarm. It's not going to stop the grenades, unfortunately. Stun. I think it's lights. I think it's lights here. Jason does have a cheap death proccing. Disarm on a Lotto. Just needs a little bit more damage. Get this shot, but looks like the final coin flip does drop. Unfortunate. Lotto, however, is going to be next from one rogue to the next, from an outlaw to a subtlety. So it's going to be burst into even more burst. For Lotto, he does have defenses. He has a turtle. But those saps, they do end up getting the yard. Does catch himself a camo. And the rogue looking for AoE. You got to hit him with a 100s mark. Definitely got to hit him with a 100s mark next time you see him. But I think he was trying to play defensive. Was trying to run away from the rogue, stay in safe spot as fast as he could. I don't even know if he expected for the rogue to get caught out by the flare there either. But for Yer, he's hanging out by one of the eyes. Lotto's hanging out by the other. And based on where the flare is, I think he more or less knows that Lotto, yeah, picking up the eyes from a distance, throwing the grenade, dude. That grenade damage is quite high. Stun around the corner, coordinated assault, trying to see if you can lock him down with roots. It's going to be a cheap shot by the rogue. Lotto fainted in between them. So he's able to get himself quite a bit of DR. Body shut down. Yer got himself evasion and cloak, so he's committing a lot of defenses here with advantage to get himself a reset. Had himself a bit of a go, unless he can stop the manic bandage in one way or another, like a sap. Yeah, two, not close enough. He would need to go, I think, around the other side to catch a sap. Barely on the edge of the flare. Does get caught out, though. Literally had to get right to that ledge into a tar trap. Freezing trap does get to avoid in some way, somehow, with those shadow steps. There's going to be a lot of lockdown yet again for Yer. That is Shadow Blades. That is also Disarm to follow. Lotto, however, has access to a few abilities, even though he doesn't have access to his weapon, like grenades and kill commands. So he's got himself lots of setup that he can still do. Grenades are still flying through him. Kill shot too. Freezing trap catches the rogue by hiding him into it. Root for a second just to hold him in place. Got him some big burst available. That's going to be huge grenade damage. Body shot in case the rogue closes the gap. But the rogue is actually going to stay away from it. Freezing trap right behind him. Steps it. Body shot if he moves. Rooter for a second. And does lock him down into that looter. Oh, Lotto does it. I'm trapping the rogue in place and dropping all the grenades on him while the looter thrower was bombarding him from above. It is pretty good. I feel like if you were to have taken the sentinel thing and made it like, instead of like a lunar owl from above, what if they made it like a machine, like a goblin machine bombarding from above? I feel like it could have been an easy goblin like way to turn the ability from a whole Elune looking and like Night Elfy looking to like a goblin type of tech. You know what I mean? I wish it could have like gave you a glyph so you could make things look more like, you know, like a technomancer goblin thing going on. But Jezza is going to be able to take him out. Just not a lot of left for Lotto. Kevin Landers immediately runs out, but gets hit with a blind. Although, what was it? Trollbane was like, not on my watch. You ain't escaping me. Trollbane didn't even get summoned. Nothing even happened. Just randomly practiced like, oh, you coming with me. It's chasing after the rogue like he's some criminal scum. And Morgan joins in. The entire army of the dead joins in. Kevin Landers with an IPF bunkering down. Gets up for a second. But Drew's running out of defenses unless he goes for vanishes, which actually gets blinded on the vanish. Yo, Kevin, hold on a second. He's still out and about. Smoke bomb. Kevin, look behind you. The A-bomb knows. The A-bomb knows. The rest of the army of undeads do join in. The riders are in play. Still two of them for some reason are still active. I don't even know how. But damn, Kevin didn't realize that he actually made an awesome play there, blinding the rogue on a vanish. but he didn't realize that he was like actually still there. And Drizzo has nothing left, dude. Kevin got the damage. He's got himself the pet empowered and everything. He's just in a great apex spot right now with Kayla's gonna be up next. That is immediate damage that he's taken. Kevin gripping him in just for a couple of death strikes, but he needs to be very, very careful. That is a monk. That is a lot of damage. Stuns him, trinket right after. Kevin needs to back up out of that. Unless he has a blind, he's in a really rough spot. And Kayla does end up going for a wind slice into a quick touch of death, taking him out. Kevin, Metagoblin and Rogue, Storm Skill Server. Nice. Plan to do mining and herb. And alchemy and make gold. But is there anything you recommend? Let me know. I'm not a professional guy, so I have no idea what I could recommend you guy. I'm so sorry, Steven. I'm not a professional guy whatsoever. I don't have recommendations. That's a type of game that I never really got super into it. I just enchant and I pick some herbs here and there on my rogue once in a while. That's about it. There's something I could do like on the side. Kayla just tried to see if he could live, but we're got a lot of rage damage. Slicing wins past him, but nothing you can do about it. It's so rough. And we're versus Technique is the last one left. We got Flex and we got We're over on our team. It's up to you, Technique. Can you bring it back for your team? Fade as the rogue tries to go for a sap. He knows this rogue, dude. He knows. But he didn't pick up the eyes either. So the eyes are still up. Cheap shot opener. We're getting himself a proper big opener to Technique. That is a lot of burst. Is able to get at least some damage going. Fear right after. We're with a trinket. Got himself a rift. Gouge for a second. Didn't try to kick that. Get a shot. Maybe it just burst. Do you have to? It's going to be a lot of healing. Lots of healing. He's just standing there holding his ground versus the rogue. I think you realize the rogue does not have a trinket. And if he's not going to kick, he's just going to go for whatever damage he's got. Man. And anybody what looks more chilled than EU? To a degree, I'd say, yeah, Rick. To a degree. I do think everybody here is definitely having their own fun. And the fade with a stun, that is disgusting how good that is, dude. He knows. Like, he knows exactly where he's going to need to fade. Holy. That is actually filthy. It's so good. Full rift is in. That rift knows where you are, dude. That thing got a GPS on you. It knows where you are. It's making its way to you, dude. That frisbee avoid, it still connects. And even went in for a magic spell just to keep him in combat and keep him at a stealth. That is wild. Literally, look, that fade. A cheap shot, however, his shield does follow through. I think we're learned that he's just gonna have to spam cheap shots if he doesn't get one. Can't just rely on the first cheap shot. Just gonna have to spam him until he finally locks him down. I think he used the kick on a pet, but it's a full rift yet again. From where you got a cloak of shadows coming up. I don't think you can get yourself a pretty escape season. He's trying to see if he can get some cooldowns back from that pet. That's about all he can do right now. Stun onto where full burst is available. Does have a blind. Kidney shot to follow up. I don't know if you have any damage following up right here. Maybe if you could have went for a killing spree off of that kidney. Is Word just dead? It might be. Are you dotted? He's got himself a little bit of recovery. That ban is just to pick up that Soothe the Darkness heal. How are you today? I'm doing pretty good, by the way, Steven. Hope you're doing well, my guy. Sap and a technique. Try to see if you can rush over. Fade, but Word is nowhere near to sap him. He's actually avoiding him like the plague. At the point, he is right now in a situation where he's going for that first aid. And technique, I think he knows that he's going to be there, but he knows he's gonna not gonna sap him. Maybe the eyes saps him while he's still mounted. It is gonna grapple out of there. Technique, I don't know if you're, yeah, he's just staying mounted. He's aware that Rogue gotta be somewhere nearby. I don't know if you can see those dice rolling behind the pillar, because they are kind of massive if you're looking for them. They are kind of really big, like comically large dice. Is gonna go for a grapple so he doesn't get dotted, and that was a fade out of technique, thinking the rogue was gonna go counter pressure there, but he doesn't. So at this point, the rogue is completely on a defensive, where technique thinks he's gonna try to see if he can counter, but he's not. He's actually just on a full retreat. He's staying away from you. Every global spend is just to live. Technique with a trinket does go for a stun. Trinket out for Word, does have a drone rush. Huge burst combo. Technique could be in trouble. Does get real low. VE is available. Versag does not have a cloak, but he might just want to press evasion here, just for the DR. He might just want to press evasion for DR and just try to see if he can maybe commit some damage. I think that's all he can do. That is a lot of damage out of technique. PI and everything available, but he doesn't have a vanish. Evasion is up. Unless he can get himself a reset. Killing spree maybe? Might just have to use it here. Vanish very, very soon. Vanish is out just to get a heal, but it's not enough. At 51% dampening. It's just not coming out. Flex. Flex is giving the man an honor duel. Look at this boy. Look at the man of honor. This guy's an honorable death knight, dude. Right here. He could have just rushed technique, not giving him even a chance. Technique just wants to go for it though. He doesn't want to go for a full recovery. He's like, you know what? I got no mana. Let's just get in there. Shadow Crash around the corner. Full Rift. And Flex is sitting at less than half health just from the full Rift combo. Another one of those. So Flex is thinking just dead. And this impressive defenses AMS and Jetpack is sitting at less than half health. He can't survive another one of those. 30 seconds until another big nuke is out for Technique. Fear for a second. Flex getting rooted. The army of undeads dropping a dome for a second. Whatever he can heal off of is going to be helpful. He can at least go death striking off of those roots. And those pets are savage and mauling Technique behind the pillar. He does have disperse, but he's not going to get a lot of healing. The earlier you use it, the better healing you're going to get. That's exactly what he's doing right now. Question is, Panda Racial, do you have another combo? Rift doesn't play. Flex needs to rush in. Whatever you got right now, you gotta live. Try to death strike off of those pets. Silence for a second. Try to see if you can survive it. Every death strike counts. AMS last second. Trying to see if you can end this duel. Right here. Right now. Death Technique taken. Barely alive either. Undeads are chasing after him. Power Word Shield barely keeping him alive. Needs a heal immediately. Pronto right now. DP barely keeping him alive. Sanity's barely all he's got. Whatever health he got. Who's gonna live? Who's gonna die? And Technique does go down. Flex led the pets, and the dots do the rest of the work. That was actually such a close duel between Flex and between the Shadow Priest. That was so close. Dude, the Rift versus Army both just murder you behind the pillar and nothing you can do about it. That is crazy. What do we miss? What are we missing? Is Jason bouncing? Jason bailing? I'm gonna switch. Okay. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. He is just swapping. Yeah. Don't go anywhere, boys. Yeah, that was such a close duel, though. Actually, so good, so close. Wait, no, Drizzo, what the hell? Dude, oh, okay. We need one of us, man. We're gonna need +1. Gonna need +1. North Star, beautiful. And Divine Heals. We got a Paladin. We do have a Paladin, apparently. There it is. We got a Paladin, boys. The Paladin has come into play. I got a kill. You did. You did. Gotta try it, but don't worry, I'm okay now. Had a flu. It's unfortunate, man. Hope you're feeling better though. Yeah, definitely keep yourselves nice and healthy, man. Winter is coming, so the flu season is nearly upon us. All right, we still need one of us. Still need one more. Cool. Yara's trying to see if we can get some homies. I appreciate you for inviting homies, man. I really do appreciate you. Oh, okay. More Paladinos. All right, Boris, let me know when you're good. We got a couple of Palas. We got a couple of them. Let me know if ready. Yeah, 4 out of 5. Okay, so they need one more over for the team Boris. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make Divine Heals lead. I'm a double check the other team real quick. Yeah, they're gonna need a +1. They're listed. If you guys want to join them, they are listed under Molten Core real quickly. So if you want to join them, you will be able to find them in the LFG real fast. I guess I should also post how to join groups. I usually try to. Okay. Do not contact this man right here. Literally have a note. I need to figure out why I even have him on Real ID. Who is this guy then? Why do I not need to contact him? What did like Past Dal do? Who did he add? Sometimes I'm looking at like so many people on my beta. I'm like, what is this note? Because like I don't remember what Pascal did. That's something he did, man. Something he chose to do. Alright, so we still need one of us then. Over for the team, Boris. But if you guys want to join them, they'll be listed under Molten Core. I'm guessing item will drop to 100 at midnight, level 80-90. We are going to be getting a level squish though, like an item level squish, stat squish. I think item levels are gonna go down as well. But we are getting some sort of a squish, man. Blood beasts are crazy. Is the blood beast the thing you summon as a sing lion? I was gonna say vampire, definitely, but that's not quite the name. That's not quite correct. 8 squishes. I mean, we're doing millions of damage, so then we'll be doing billions of damage and then trillions of damage, right? So it's like a lot. It's a lot. Law. So I don't. It's probably good that we were doing some sort of a squish. I think eventually you do have to do one. I maybe they could have done it like initially because they kind of like powered up and spiked everybody up pretty hard during, and I think they did like a little squish during Warlords General too, but it just wasn't enough. But like every new expansion from like vanilla into TBC into Wrath, the numbers went up. The Cataclysm numbers went really up. The Miss Pandaria numbers went pretty up too. They were like, wait, we should probably slow it down a little. Couldn't really slow it down too much in Warlords because the numbers shot to millions pretty quickly in Legion. So then we're like, all right, numbers are way too high. We got to bring them down because then it's like we're going to go into billions at that point. And then the damage is like 12 billion DPS. It just sounds like a little silly. Like, I was being in millions right now. I think it's fine because we did it before. Like in Legion, they did it like, okay, we're going to be really high numbers, but like maybe people will be okay. Our friend coming. Beautiful. So as soon as Boris got a friend, we'll queue it. We'll send it. So, Team Caneric, you won't have to wait too long. Oh, we don't have a main character level 709, 718 since I'm having to robust it. Yeah, it's going to be pretty easy, man. It's going to be pretty easy to get a character like fully geared up. Fully kitted out and ready to go. Let's do a Blackwood Hold, I guess. We haven't done a Blackwood Hold. So let's do that. And we can do maybe a, I don't know, like a Tiger Speak, a Dalaran Sewer. Some of those are really, really good for 1v1s. But yeah. Hate squishes are, I don't know, man. I feel like the numbers do get a little high, though, after a while. Oh. We can re-queue. We can re-queue. Yeah, let's just do a quick re-queue. Everybody back out. We'll just do a quick re-queue. We need to re-queue. Someone left on the other two. Last second. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, so Divines and Kaleth, you guys would need to just back out. I told both teams we're gonna re-queue real quick. Quick re-queue. Beautiful. Appreciate you, boys. Don't go anywhere. We got a replacement over in Team Caneric real quick. They have... Yeah, I'm letting them though. They have a replacement, so we'll be good to go. Caneric, let me know when you guys are good. Doesn't have to be max level. It doesn't mind 10 to 15 close enough. Yeah, it should be, it's gonna be pretty easy to get that. Caneric, never mind 5. We're good. Double checking Caneric. Yeah, okay, we're going back in. Classic to Wrath minutes go from like 85-ish item level to full raid gear to maybe 100, 252 in full ICC, which people rarely had, unlike end of DF now, which is like 200 item level difference. Yeah. The item level differences have gotten really, really high. Black Hold Arena may not be working. So let's try, I'll try Dalaran Supers. There we go. Yeah, Black Recall was bugged. Oh, Vermillion! Hey, how you doing, guy? Hope you're having a good one. I know that guy. I've seen him before. I don't remember if I saved that last duel. I think I did, actually. We're getting into, yeah, even I gotta do a number squish on my duels because I have so many like recordings from duels. We're at number 1020, 21 specifically actually for that last one. So this is gonna be 22. Switch. Got ourselves Lotto over the team too. I like that Goblin look. It's so good looking, dude. It's so good looking. I really do hope Goblin, because they technically have really good rating ratios with that haste. But I kind of hope they give him like a better rocket ratio. You know what I mean? That leap is kind of cool. I wish it was maybe like a shorter cooldown a little bit. Flaxo on that team as well. We got Demoniac on the Dragon Rogue with Vermillion as well. And Flax is going to be first up versus Divines. Oh, wait, no. Is it Divines or Jordy? Hold on a second. I don't know what's happening. They're just attacking each other. What is going on? Wait a second. Wait. Flags got attacked by 3 people there at the same time, but I think they got a confusion of like who's going first, who's going last. I'm not sure. Demonic is out there trying to control it to keep things at 1v1. It looks like Jordy. I don't know if Jordy was supposed to go first or not, but he is playing, and it's him and Flex. I think we figured out what happened. I think we figured out what went down. Might have been a bit of confusion, but Flex taking a little bit of the dot damage. Jordy's out in the middle, already bubbled. Blessing of Protection or Spell Warden still available. I think has Lay on hand still, so Flex got to be very careful. Lay comes through, and I'm almost expecting for the somebody to jump each other, but no, I think we actually proper 1v1. A little bit confused in the beginning, but you know, it's happened sometimes. You know what I mean? Honest mistake. For Flex, though, I think it's actually a really good spot. Does Jordy Blessing a Spell Warden or bop it? Because if you do one or the other, I don't think it win it. Because bop, and you still get Culling Shadows and Death Claws that go through. The dots, diseases still do a lot of damage. Is it Divine supposed to be next? I don't know if it is, actually. I think they're still trying to figure it out. Is it Divines? I think Divines is giving Reflex an opportunity to maybe heal. Because if he walks up and just Death Strikes off of you without like trying to kill you, maybe that gives you a bit of an auto duel. Maybe that's what's going on. I'm not 100%. The Army of Undeads just joined in. Divines is going to be able to stun lock majority of it. Blind to follow right after. Still taking a lot of damage. Lay on hands goes through, but still the Undead Army clawing right through that health bar. We'll be looking for a bubble real soon. And Flex needs to find a way to back up out of this as soon as possible. Taking lots of dot damage. Needs those Death Strikes. Needs some kind of a heal. But unfortunately, Divines during that bubble able to keep clobbering him down all the way to the end. That is rough with Demoniac. Gonna be up next. Shiv immediately. Divines no longer has anything to keep himself in immunity, because it's gonna be all about survivability. Lay on hands got burned through by the Holy Death Knight super quick. I'm trying to see if he can deal with Rogue, doing some damage to him. Bob comes through, so he does get a Bob to remove any dodge. The bleeds, however, from Demoniac. He didn't have a Death Mark, he didn't have a King's Bane, didn't have none of those, so you weren't able to clear those things. But at least you do get an opportunity to get himself a bit of a breather. The Rogue is still on you. Divines will need to do something here for the next unlock combo. He may have a wall here coming up soon. May need to use it immediately. Because if he gets 2 glows and dots, Shield of Vengeance now. You gotta Shield of Vengeance. You gotta heal. If those dots are more than the rest of your health bar below 10%, it's gonna be an immediate execute. And he is well aware how strong that effect hits. Well aware of it. He's gonna go for a self heal there. But looks like auto attacks through the wall. Is he auto-attacking through the wall? I think he is. That or just dots are doing work. And it's gonna be a road. I think he's just dead. Yeah, just those blades. With technique, immediately catch a Demoniac before he can get himself a proper reset. Fade with a fear. Man's gonna be tricking out for Demoniac. Pan the Rachel to stop him there for a second. With a Void Torrent, does have a Cloak of Shadows. Get the shot. He still has Death Mark. He still has a lot of big go. Kingsbane, Death Mark, everything is available. He's got the most amount of dots. He just gotta live. He just gotta get away from technique and live. Trying to knock him back, does land the knockback. And technique with a bit of a fade, got himself the Aegis proccing. The bleeds are hurting him. He's got himself a bit of the flash heal. If Demonic can somehow catch himself a reset with a Subterfuge Garrote, that would be huge. Locking down technique on his cast would be amazing, but a fade potentially could stop the Rogue's opener here. Blind, still taking a little bit of dot damage, but not that much. He's got himself a heal. Fade, Sap, I think he's got himself a clean escape, right? A full clean reset, I think. It looks like Caliph is healing up North Star. I think from earlier when he got like cleaved down for a second. It's going to be a first aid for Demoniac. Technique is aware of where he's at. Is going to go for a bit of recovery. The 2 of these classes, however, here, Sub-Rogue, try to res him. Is he going to try to go for res? I think he's trying to see if he can bait the Rogue to him. The rest would be an interesting play, to say the least. Picking up the eyes right here is Demoniac, trying to see if he can get himself some kind of a go. Fade, oh, landing the sap in between of those fades is going to be a trinket. Stun right after him. Shadow Crash, Void Torrent, that's a lot of damage. PI is available. Kidney Shot does connect. Kingsbane is up in case he wants to use it. Is going to go for that Kingsbane. Trying to load up technique with dots. Shiv right after, sending the rogue back with a volley. Is going to take the dot damage, but trying to heal through it as best as possible. Faded this for just a second. Demonic still has plenty of damage technically for technique, but he's not going to go in for a kick. Try to see if he can get some damage in, but those barrages, dude, the crashes. He just mortaring the guy with all this shadow damage. That's mostly insta-casty, sorta. But it looks like Vermillion is given at least a breather for technique. Not giving a full-on dual reset, but to give him a chance to like catch a breather, catch a quick CC. Speaking about CC, that's gonna be a quick fear off that Panda Racial. That Panda Racial is so good, by the way. It is so good. Got a trick out of Vermillion. Is going to go for Imprison. Has the disperse in case he needs to. Is going to go for a quick fade. Fades the Haunt. I think he actually faded the full damage of the Haunt. Vermillion will need to get a lot of soul fragments in order to get himself any kind of recovery. But he might be in a bit of a rough spot. Stun into the technique. Does he have the damage though? That's a big glaive. Potential lots of loads of damage here. Maybe looking for a disperse. Fear for a second. Technique with a quick heal. Does he have enough damage here to follow up? Immunity for Vermillion for a second. Sigil of Fear does connect, but the Rift explodes. I don't even know if the Rift explodes or if it exploded because the Demon Hunter died. But it looked like something exploded really quickly early on. We're trying to go for a kick. Technique does get a juke though. I don't even know how. He's going to need to go for disperse here. Where is not going to give technique, I think, any kind of chance to reset whatsoever. So that Panda Priest is going to have to go for as much self-healing as possible. Work and grapple over very, very quickly while he's still in combat with that tentacle though. It does give technique an opportunity to reposition himself in case War goes in for a grapple hook. He does catch him. Grappling in. Faded for a second. Stuns him right after. Human Racial out of it with a with no more trinkets. A full-on fear. Full ascension. You have another rift. He does have another rift. Cloak of Shadows vanished for the rogue. Rift still knows where you are. So if you watch where the rift goes, it knows exactly where the rogue is. Crashing down for just a second is going to be a VE. So whatever damage you do to the rogue is going to help you heal. Able to stabilize. Even though the rogue is trying to get himself the proper go opener, Whir is able to get a bunch of damage in the backup out of it. Dots are in. And technique, I think, tried to go in for AoE root, but I don't know if it connected with Whir. Yet another fear. Those fears are going to be the detriment to this rogue. Blind to catch a reset. Do you have the comp points for maybe like a Kidney Shot? No, he does not. Not yet. Killing Spree. Try to go for a kick. Unfortunately, Killing Spree as well as Rift still go through it. Not landing the kick. That's going to be a lot of damage you're taking. And without Rift, it is over. That is rough, man. That is rough. I never really realized how strong Shadow Priest is against rogues. It is definitely a rough one. It is going to be Lotto up next. Panda Racial on him immediately. And Technique is going to take a lot of damage. He's still standing in the Lunar Storm, which is going to keep pelting you down from above. Maybe Disperse. Yeah, there goes the Disperse. There it is. Two rogues and Demon Hunter is still alive. He's actually a pretty good priest. He's a pretty good priest, as you can see. He does well. He is very, very survivable. He has damage. It is definitely playing to his strengths as best as possible. Fear not available for a while. Lotto may need a little bit more damage. That is a big rift though on Lotto. That is a huge rift on Lotto. It's going to be those snow or Lunar Storm, but it's not on Technique for some reason. It's instead following the pet. Technique barely in it. May need something here. Fear as he charges in, trying to go flash heal to keep him alive. Dark Ascension and gets him a big Shadow Word Death, I'm pretty sure. Is that 4? That's 4 for Technique. My guy. That was amazing. Will to buy 50% outlaw damage. By the way, Vermilius, my mans, do you know that Outlaw Rogue is actually not working correctly? I need to show you something. So, the broke Fate Bound. It's the only viable challenge build, but they broke it. Apparently they broke it. Apparently the coin mechanic. Yes, let me show you. 5. Is there one more? Okay, one more. One more and we'll be done for the night. We go to Tiger's Peak. Let me pull it up real quick. Real quickly. But yeah, it was posted on the Rogue Discord. Yeah. Bugs. So, The Fatebound heads is bugged and has been this entire season. The initial 8% damage doesn't work correctly on skills. Only the 2% per stack works. So whenever you get a heads coin, you don't get 8% more damage. You only get 2% per stack. So we're missing the 10% damage initially. This doesn't work. So when you have one heads, it's giving 2% instead of 10. 2% average DPS loss. So heads just doesn't do anything, which is why if you get a lot of tails, you do a lot of damage. If you get a lot of heads, you should be doing damage, but it's just not doing anything. They need to fix it ASAP. As soon as we have a hot fix, hopefully we'll get something out of it. Yeah, it is yeah, kind of rough. They need to fix it immediately. And I think they are aware of it. They need to fix it pronto. So we actually, this entire season, have been working with less damage. This is a 10% damage amp that we've just been missing. So you're literally are all tails damage, dude. You're literally a tails rogue. It sucks. Wait, which? Oh, wait, Northstar immediately getting hit with an opener by Vermillion. I didn't even see it, but the man went rushing across the screen with a hunt instantly. Northstar immediately with a greater, not a greater miss? No, ultra time, but still has a greater miss. Looked like a greater miss for a second, but still got himself plenty of defenses. The underthrow pressure by Vermillion. Try to see if he can just walk away from him with those blinks. Reverse blinking back and forth. That is full immunity. He's going to go for a poly. That is technically lots of bursts out of him. He's just going to get himself some CC onto Vermillion so he can finally do some damage. Does stun him while mid-air for a second, keeping him up with a full set of meteors dropping down on his dome. However, he was able to immune a good portion of that Phoenix damage. Full block out for Nostar. Try to see if he can go for a Nova. Darkness down is going to go for a quick poly yet again. And try to see if he can get himself some big blast or damage out. Got himself lots of procs versus Vermillion, who's trying to get some damage out. But look at the barrages, dude. Picking up a little bit of health in between. He definitely needs a lot more healing. Glaive thrown in. Big cleave. I don't even know if they're connected. But the Archimage mobility, I don't think can be stopped. I think Vermillion knows that things are kind of over. Yeah. That is so rough. Got Nuclear Tails damage. Exactly. So they need to buff up the heads damage because that just doesn't work. But yeah, apparently this whole season, it was discovered that heads was not working super well. It was assumed that things were working because they were working season 1, season 2, and for some reason season 3 just doesn't work. For some reason, it just doesn't do anything, which is unfortunate. Lotto hit with a polymorph. That's going to be full arcade missiles right after. Got himself a full... Huh? I don't think I've ever seen Stampede in PvP. That is so weird. A full Stampede in PvP. I guess they did do a little bit of damage. Oh! They did do a little bit of damage. That was a huge kill shot at the end there. That was something. That Stampede. I don't know if it did a lot of damage, but it did some, right? Conspiracy theory, some Blizzard hates Outland has been actively sabotaging it. I wouldn't be surprised. The spec definitely doesn't get enough attention. Like, there's a lot of ideas that we've had of like how to change it. And like the whole kill shot or killing spree change they did, that was not even like an original idea. But somebody in the community had this a while ago. More than once, actually. Yeah, that looks super weird now. It is very strong. Even though it's missing damage, it is still very strong this season. Surprisingly. It's actually not terrible. It's just, I wish they got a little bit more love. Because how did they let this coin flip thing and the tails damage go through? It just means somebody wasn't paying attention and accidentally put in a 0 instead of a whatever value you're supposed to have. But yeah, hopefully that's how it's fixed with the because that seems like a real quick hot fix, real quick reset. Disarm onto Lotto. Caleb try to see if he can get some damage out. Try to see if he can close the gap. Saxon wins, but a stun around the corner. Karma does go out for Karma with a trinket. That is going to be a turtle shell out for Lotto. So whatever damage you still have on him, that Karma is going to accumulate it. Body shot onto Caleb, and that's going to be that full stampede. Dodging this stampede of beasts from around the corner. Big grenades, able to dodge some of that damage, but that, oh, fear of the eagle continues to puncture right through. But techniques rushing in. Immediate Void Torrent. Lotto, I think, might just be dead. Fainted. But I think he's still going to take a lot of damage from that, isn't he? Bap! Oh, Exil does get a heal. I was thinking it might be lights, but no. He got himself a little bit of healing. Just a little bit of healing. Somebody keeps healing him. I'm not sure what. But I think it might be lights, yeah? Yeah, I think it's over. Yeah, he's just sitting down. He's like, he knows it's over. First aid? Nah. I think Technique really does have some kind of like a cleave thing on his talents. Because Lotto is dying while behind the pillar. Battle Master's Trick and just to give himself some help to work with. He's just not in a great spot. Freeze trap fades it. Does need a charge trap, unfortunately. Lotto's Battle Master Trinket with all the extra health is eventually gonna fall off. Is he pet dead? I think he's dead. Maybe you can go for a camo. Try to see if we can run it, but no. Binding shot does not connect. It is lights. It is lights, unfortunately. Does get the pet, but it's done, but it's just over. Demoniac up next, going in for a quick Garrote onto technique, but a Panda Racial immediately stops it. That Panda Racial is so huge, he is going to go for a fade for a second in case Demoniac went in for a kind of CC to follow and got himself a full rift. Cloaker Shot is out for Demoniac. Technique just got to live this a little longer. Does get himself a Shadow Crash. The rift does connect, does do the damage. CP's on top of it as well. Technique is going to take a lot of dot damage. Maybe looking for a disperse. No, he's just fighting the rogue tooth and nail. Cloaker Shot is not available for the rogue, but he's got himself huge in Venom. Oh no, I don't think Technique expected a huge Venom to follow up there. That was some numbers right there. Blind out for Demoniac. I think he's still dotted, right? Might still be dotted. Yeah, he's trying to see if he can just mount and outrun a Pala. The problem is Pallies have more mobility than you while mounted, so you can't essentially outrun them. Them and Death Knights move faster while mounted. So it is a little bit of a tough one. A little bit of toughie. I think actually Rogue, especially if you're sprinting, you actually move faster than a mount. So literally, you actually have faster movement speed than Pallies do anyway. Garrote, cheap shot, blind to follow with a trinket for Georgie. Georgie? It's really Georgie, isn't it? It's not Geordie. Georgie. Put some respect on the name. Demoniac backing up out of there. He got Kingsbane, but I don't think Kingsbane is enough to really put some pressure on the Pally. Unless he wants to like Kingsbane, hit him with a ship, and then walk behind the pillar. He does have some bleeds rocking the guy down little by little. Mark for Pala Lich King. Yeah, it's like a fiery Lich King in a way. This up a Daria set with some of the new season 2 gear. I guess season 3 PvP pieces, I think. The elite pieces. It looks good, man. With the hammer too. It looks great. It looks like another undead Paladino in a way, doesn't he? I like that. Especially Paladins would look like Death Knights. I think it looks neat. Lay on hands, procced out. Demoniac, hold on. Maybe you're playing the dot game? And you put a Kingsbane and you just kept throwing knives at the guy? Get the Kingsbane to ramp up a damage. Maybe the dot game is a play. He got laying hands out of him. Can you get a bop and a bubble out of him too? Try to see if he can give some more damage. Throwing poisons. Look at that, dude. The full dots. Let him rotting. Going in to reapply the dots. Does get hit with a Hodge, unfortunately. So Georgie finally can go in for full damage. Cloak shot is for Demoniac. Georgie has to cloak a shot as this. Not cloak. Bubble. Dude. Oh my god. I'm getting these abilities all wrong. Immunities. There are immunities in my brain. It's all an immune in my brain anyway. Oh my god, dude. Sap out on Georgie. Demoniac get back in with a kidney shot. Trying to see if we can get some damage going. Pull down on Kingsbane. I think Georgie is just dead. Yeah, once the bubble's gone, this rogue is just bleeding these boys dry. Little by little. One paladin at a time. Divine heals. Divines? Actually, it's divines. I keep calling it divine heals for some reason. Either to a full death mark, he's rushing this rogue. Try to see if he can catch up to him. Steps. Get a shot. Oh, get a shot. Hodge does go through. But it's going to be a cheap shot right after. Shield of Vengeance up. Divines with a blind. Searing Glare. Almost got it. But it's going to be a step. Does go for a shield. Lay on hands for Divines as he was in the execute range. Evasion was up for Demoniac, but it's gone now. He needs to find a way to escape. Blind to follow. He's still dotted though. I think he's going to rot out, right? Oh, even the first aid wasn't able to get him up. That is rough. Where or Flex? Last two left. There's going to be an opportunity for Divines to possibly fight through every single one of them. Looks like it's going to go from one rogue to the next. Looks like it is not going to be Flex. From one rogue, from one scoundrel into another. Although, I feel like Outlaw is a little easier for Pallies to fight. It's a lot of burst damage, but like, it's not that bad. It's mostly physical damage, and you have plate armor for it, so you should be okay. Yeah, dots from poisons and bleeds I think is a little rougher. Is going to try to see if he can go bop, immediately trying to counter the rogue, but he grapples out of this. Still doesn't get hit with a dot and a slow. Vanishes out. You still see him though with the eyes? You do see him actually. Deep shot with a killing spree. Unless you can stop it, it's going to be a lot of damage. Shield of Vengeance goes through. Does go for a Blessing of Saint. Invasion out for worse. So he's got himself lots of big defenses. Bubble out for Divines. So he's able to get two bop and a bubble out of him. And he grapples out. He's in and out super fast. Super quick. Why isn't they showing on cooldowns? I have no idea. So it's up to Blizz to adjust it. They've never fixed it. It's up to Blizz to fix it, and they didn't. I think it's because Lane Hands normal is a 10-minute cooldown, but then they gave it like cooldown reduction mechanic, and they don't really know how to adjust that into their, like, how to program it. So I think that's why he just doesn't update. It's unfortunate. I try to update you guys with it the best I can, guessing when it's up or not, but I have no idea. What I do know is Divine's probably dead. Probably dead, right? Probably dead. Yeah, I do know that. That's just a lot of damage out of the outlet. I told you, like, it's a little easier than assassin, but like, it's still a lot of bird damage. It's still a lot. All right, well, with that, I think we're done for the night, boys. I think it's gonna be last one for the night. Thank you all. Yo, Kaderic and Boris, boys, appreciate both of you coming out here. Thanks for Furious Goat and the MDGH boys for coming out. Super fun watching you play. Love me some Shadow Priest gameplay. That was a ton of fun. Love me that clutch rogue gameplay too. Super enjoyable. Wrong thing. Okay, I pressed the wrong button. Not the first time. But yo, we're gonna call it here, boys. I had a lot of fun with these. Just got here. A good thing we had DVR these. Good thing these are all DVR'd so you can go back and watch them. Or if you just want to watch the best moments of these duels, they'll go up on the channel. What's next week? Yep. Plays very well. Yeah, for sure. Definitely does super well. Buff rats. Yeah. Buff rats. Have a great day. Thanks so much for joining, boys. I do appreciate all of you for popping in. Definitely appreciate all of you for popping in. Yeah, super fun. Yeah, next week, Friday EU, normal EU time, which is earlier, and then NA about this time. Calling it for now. Calling it for now, but you and the boys. Yeah, I'm gonna let Furious Goat know that him and the boys are more than welcome to join, because that was a lot of fun. It was actually fantastic. Really enjoyed these. Alrighty, I'm gonna need to get something to eat really quick, and then I'm gonna be doing my Mythic Plus dungeons for the night. You guys have a good one. Thank you for popping in. Always fun hanging out with every single one of you. Duels were fantastic. Very excited to see how the midnight stuff is gonna go, because that's coming up very soon. Should be a lot of fun. But yeah. Thursday nights, usually off on Thursdays, but maybe we can. Yeah, I'm not against it. Maybe we can get something going. It's usually my day off. Have a good night, Dal. Thanks so much for popping in, boys. I really do appreciate all of you. You guys are awesome. And cool. Got it. Beautiful. Alrighty. Well, with that, I'm gone. Have a wonderful one. I'm gonna get some to eat. Peace.